Ha 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 ha! Merry New Year! That means that it's beef jerky time. No, not really. That just means that it's time for Implicit Bias and new whiskeys for 2025. I'm your host, Kavan Bordelon, and this is the first episode of Implicit Bias in the new year. The crew and I are very happy to welcome you into the Mr. Lester's TSPL for more solving of the world's problems, more weekly whiskeys, more of not trusting us, and more sophomoric humor, jokes, drinks, and so forth. So as we start a new year, there's much to distract us, so much to take our eye off the proverbial ball. I mean, we're about to inaugurate a new president. We're worried about the digestive systems of animals changing the climate. We might be stoking the fires under issues that we thought were possibly resolving themselves. And we're letting people who are more likely to be mentally ill set the narrative while we're wasting money in historically horrible ways. All while proving that if we set our minds to almost anything, we can do what seems impossible. We'll get to all those stories in the next 2 hours. But before we do, we've got to focus on more than just what's going on, but possibly why it's going on. The holidays, a lot of times, can help us answer many of the questions of the universe, in our opinion. And one of those revelations hit us during the 2024 Christmas-New Year's break. Partially during an unfortunate situation. See, while the holidays roll on, so does life for so many of us. And a friend needed some prayers during this time. So as many Catholics often do, rosary beads got broken out. Now, for those who don't know, each set of 10 prayers are associated with a mystery or a snapshot of Jesus' life to contemplate while you pray. It was that last decade of the rosary that hit maybe a little harder than a Christmas credit card bill. See, that last decade outlines the story of a 12-year-old whose parents left him behind, only for his parents to discover days later, yes, days later, that Mary and Joseph had lost their son. I mean, imagine losing the Son of God. His own parents lost him, which is kind of the point. If his own parents can lose him, so can we. And we do, all the time. We, here in the TSPL, we lose him multiple times daily. Anger, frustration, fear, anxiety, depravity, selfishness, they all come from us losing God, losing faith, and forgetting that we should be focused on better, centered on that part of ourselves that makes us a better human being every day. See, much like the story goes, Jesus' parents left him behind, thinking he was with them, just like we do. We think he's still with us. But in reality, we leave him behind us every single day. Now, there's a happy ending to the story, however. Yes, his parents do find him. They find him in the temple. His response to them when they got upset with him, it was to tell basically all of us where to go when we lose faith or lose God in all of our lives. Jesus says, where else would he be but in his Father's house? See, we've all got these problems in the world. We'll solve them here, but we can't give you solace. The only place to find that is in faith. We'll recognize this week that the collective we has walked away from faith one way or another, or for another word, we've walked away from unequivocal truth. We'll urge those who look to lead this country in 2025 to find their direction where it matters, not in people, but by realizing that walking away from God can cause the strife we've experienced as of late. We urge anyone who leads others to find that inspiration from faith and not from folly. Now, we'll do our best not to fill you with folly this week. We do hope to outline some of the stuff that has happened in the last few weeks, as well as in 2024. We do hope to have some fun with these stories. We hope to give you some great new weekly whiskeys, solve some problems of the world, and hopefully we'll identify your implicit bias.